guys, you know what time it is. It's party time, Mom. Welcome to another episode of the Chad Prather Show. We're here in the mothership, which is Studio 22. Of course, the puppet master, perfectionist Mark, at the helm, driving this vehicle deep into the nether regions. Oh, boy, we're going into the nether regions today. Candice, the queen of the Ethiopians, and Herbert the silent deer looks on with the same face of shock he made when the truck hit him. Look at him back there. Y'all see him back there in the back? Look at him. Oh, boy, we're hanging out today. In the hot seat, my good friend Ricky Rebel flew in all the way. You went across the country. You went L.A., Virginia, then down.
Well, no, we started in L.A., and then we went to Virginia, and now we're here with you.
Yeah. You went, I mean, sometimes people cross the country to come see me,
Yeah.
you know, and I'm glad you did.
Yeah, I'm very grateful to be here. Thank you.
We're going to have a lot of fun today.
All right, cool.
Ricky Rebel rocks. Aisha's over there. She's over there looking nervous. Look at her.
She does not want to be on camera. She does
Aisha's my girl. When I met Aisha, we were at CPAC.
She's rocking my merch, by the way. Ricky Rebel, American Rebel merch.
Look at that. Looks good.
Available on RickyRebelRocks.com.
Yeah, scoot over a little towards Natalie and show it. Now
She looks good in it. She models it so well.
You do. Well, it's just like it's coming at you. It's amazing how that works.
Ricky's in your face. He's in my face.
Hot news. Golly, boy, this is a very buxom program, I can tell you that already. And then, of course, Hot News Natalie right there and just snuggled up. Yeah. Look at you, girl.
Aw.
You guys had a hell of a morning trying to get here, though. You had some trouble with the American Airlines folks and all that.
Bit of a nightmare.
Yeah.
A little drama.
Apparently, you don't wear this mask to the airport.
Oh, you had a Trump mask. Oh, this mask is useless.
And then she had sweats. You had sweats that said Trump on it.
Yeah.
Just
right
said
here.
Trump on the leg.
Yeah, my phone started going off 7 o'clock this morning. She was telling me all the stuff that she was going through.
But we made it. We made it in time. But
Yeah.
we'll do it again.
What did they say about your mask?
It was they don't really say anything. It's the look, the attitude, an immediate attitude. And we were already running late. So it was, we don't like you. We're not going to help you. And it was the exact same thing that we had to deal with when we were running around in front of wall T-shirts.
Yeah.
You know, breathe. Because I did get very frustrated. I did apologize to her. And the lady was hilarious because the manager was trying to smooth it over. And the manager goes, no, she was just trying to get you to do it this way to save you money. And then the lady goes, no, I wasn't. And I was like, oh, wait a minute. I was like, okay, this is that kind of morning at 6:15. But
when I met you,
CPAC,
you always make a splash. Now, we knew each other before we knew each other. And because I'm your crush. And that was, and that was, you were walking around with Coy Griffin, Cowboys for Trump, and he had a dead fox around his shoulders, sewed onto his jacket. That man had an animal sewn onto his jacket. Now, that's redneck right there.
Yes, he did.
I always feel good when I go to DC and Coy's around.
And he was dragging a 250-pound saddle.
Yeah.
Through the
Now I know where I know her from.
Yeah, see?
She looks familiar. I know her. Wrong setting,
Yeah.
Steve figures, the way Steve goes through life, Party Foul goes through life like this. People need to know him, and they should just remember him. And he's like, we'll never see you again in his mind. Like, he doesn't need to hold on to anything. Lisa Page, the host of Lisa Page, made me do it. She's ranked number 1 now in the world.
Almost. After the show, I'll be number 1
for podcasts. So go make sure you're following her podcast. And of course, Ricky Rebel. We're going to find out all about him. We got a big show in store for you. But before we get to that, innocent people are falling victim to crime, intimidation, and forced to fend for themselves because Democrats and the left are successfully defunding the police. I can't believe this is going on, but it is going on. And they mean it when they say it. When the government can't or won't protect your family, self-defense is the only option you have. But most of us don't have time to consistently train. Plus, ammo is really hard to find and it's really expensive when you do these days. That's why iTarget Pro was invented using their proprietary app and laser bullet. Yeah, I said it, laser bullet. You can now train safely in the convenience of your own home with your actual firearm. iTarget's going to come in all the major calibers, including .223 and .556, so you can stay sharp with almost any firearm you own. Today, I'll get you 10% off plus free shipping with offer code CHAD. This is the smartest way for you to practice, and it pays for itself in just a few days of that practice. Now, that's the letter I, Target itargetpro.com, itargetpro.com, offer code Chad. Buckle up. We'll be right back. All right, we're back. Ricky, let me tell you something. You know, obviously, the first time that I ever saw you was on the red carpet at the Grammys, right? I mean, you've had a huge career. You've had a long career. Saw you on the red carpet. You were wearing one of Andre's suits that he had designed, right? Andre had made that, right? The Make America Great jacket. It's beautiful.
Yeah. Thank you.
How much courage does it take to go into that environment wearing something with a Make America Great Again and the Grammys red carpet?
A lot.
Yeah.
A lot. I had to do a lot of soul searching before doing it, because I thought to myself, well, if I do this, it could potentially halt my career, whatever progress I had made at that point. And I just, that day I spoke to one of my managers, or one of my remix producers, and he just said, you know what? Do it and F it up. He literally said, F it up, Ricky. I support you. And it was that one phrase that really just made me go, okay, cool. And I'm going to do this. And I also heard Madonna's song, when she says, I'm not your bitch. I'm not your
bitch. Yeah.
I'm not your bitch.
Yeah.
That song kept playing in my head while I was on the red carpet, because I wanted to, that was my main message, is that I'm not your bitch. You can't tell me how to dress, how to think. And I really wanted to make a point in Hollywood and really let them know that I'm that artist. I'm that person that you can, if you like rebellious people, then you're going to like me, because I'm not going to do things because a record label tells me to do things, or a manager, or, producers. I do what's in my heart.
It's hard to have a name like Ricky Rebel and conform.
Right.
You need to be a rebel, right? It's kind of hard. It kind of contradicts itself. But you didn't just come out of nowhere. Who all have you worked with over the years?
Well, at a young age, I was in a pop group called No Authority. And we were signed by Michael Jackson. And we ended up making cutting a record with Michael on Sony. And we went to Neverland Ranch. And, it was amazing. I got to meet him and hang out with him. He was really great, and I got to dance with him too. And after we made the record,
can you dance like Michael? I know, 'cause I know you can dance, but can you you do Michael?
There's some video out there, actually. Yeah, it's out there.
Show us.
When I went to, you gotta
see it now.
I can't do it a cappella. I need the music to inspire me. You put the music on, and I will.
That's like telling a comedian, "Tell me a joke."
Well, I could be like that. I mean, I could do it right on the spot. I just have to feel inspired by the music. But in Japan, I just did a tour in Japan last year before all this COVID nonsense happened, and they love Michael Jackson, so they love my vibe, because I like sparkly things. And
I know I was going to ask you, where did you get those boots?
These boots are all the rage right now.
I'm thinking those aren't off the shelf.
And I have a really great stylist who designed these boots. Her name is Elena Nazarov, and she's Russian.
Yeah,
And this fabric was actually from my 2020 Grammys outfit.
Hang on now, wait a second. I just noticed you got more sparklies on there. I was seeing the studs on this side.
Yeah.
Normally the studs on this side. You know what I'm talking about. But I was noticing you got more going on right there.
Yeah, there's a lot going on here. But
sparkly.
She's amazing. She designs a lot of my clothes.
Yeah.
And she made these boots. So, yeah.
So who all have you worked with? I know you worked with Michael. You've done stuff with Britney and Madonna and.
Yeah.
I mean, we could basically say everyone.
Well, all of the greats. I mean, especially Michael and Madonna.
Yeah.
Those two, to me, they were the queen and king of pop, and they're the people I idolize the most. So, when you're an 16-year-old, 18-year-old getting signed by these people, and then they're putting you on tour with Britney Spears, it's like a dream come true. I'll never forget that day. I got a call. Madonna wants to sign you to her record label. I died because she literally is, my musical hero. Not necessarily a personal hero anymore, but definitely.
Yeah, she's been a little outspoken.
Yeah, she's outspoken. I still appreciate that about her.
Right.
You know, I appreciate that she has the courage to do that. And even if I disagree with a lot of it, I appreciate. She's always taught me how to express myself. She taught me how to express myself without apologizing.
She turned you into a rebel.
She did.
Helped that anyway. I mean, let's face it. As an artist, she's somebody who historically bucked the system. Right?
Yep.
She went against the grain. That's what made Madonna Madonna.
Right.
I mean, with everything that she did. So I can see that. Because as an artist, a lot of times, and this is the problem that I have with Hollywood right now. This is the problem I have with music as well as the film and cinema, is these artists who are so unique are made to conform.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Or
Absolutely.
else you can't work. Like the girl that just came out that was on the OC. What's her name? She got the Samara. I can't think of her last name. But she came out and she said, this is why I'm voting for Trump in 2020.
Oh.
And, of course,
Yes.
people went nuts. That just happened over this last weekend.
Okay.
Samara is her first name, and I can see her face, and I can't call her last name. But I'm not one of those pop people that always remembers, because I didn't know who she was before that. But kudos to her.
Right. Right.
For coming out.
It's so few and far between.
Yeah.
Because it does take a lot of courage to come out of, I call it the Trump conservative closet.
Yeah.
You have to come out of it. You know, you have to come. To me, it was like, I'd rather take the consequences of telling the truth rather than feeling bitter or resentful for hiding and keeping it in.
Yeah.
Because a lot of my manager at the time, he said, you know, I'll represent you as long as you stay silent about your support for Trump. He hated Trump so much. And I was like, okay, well, I can't do that because every single thing that's happening, I'm so interested in as an artist. I'm really interested in writing about the things that are happening right now, the conflicts between the right and the left. I find it fascinating. So there's no way that I could be silent about this stuff. And because my music is because I wanted my music to correlate with what was happening in real time.
How and culturally speaking, like I think that there's, I alluded to her. I think there's a little bit of a trickle there. Some people are starting to get a little bit of boldness that are there, because I know a lot of people in Hollywood, and I know a lot of people who are conservatives. They're scared to death to speak up. I know a lot of people in the music industry. They're scared to speak up. Joy Vila. Our friend Joy made a big splash with her dress at the Grammys, right?
Love her.
And, she got a lot of attention because of that. And she's very bold.
Yes, she
always
was.
I mean, that you think that dress was bold. You should see some of the other stuff, her abortion and all that stuff, dresses that she's worn. And I wish we could get a little dance line. So Natalie was a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader, right?
Really?
Yeah, she'll show you her
been a
leg
minute.
kicks later
Oh,
on.
you got legs then.
It's been a minute.
You got legs. Do you
Well-
have pirouettes too?
I do.
We can do some pirouettes here.
I'm so excited.
Did you know that I choreographed for the Mavericks, the Dallas Mavericks?
You did?
That was like my first choreography.
What year?
Oh my gosh, 98, 99.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah. I gave him a sexy song to Prince. It was really fun.
That was a fierce dance team, which did fade away. Unfortunately, people after the hashtag #MeToo, dancers like that went away.
It did? The sexy bras and
Women
things.
empowerment took away women empowered on the floor. I don't know.
What do you think about that with the whole women's, the feminist march and the Me Too movement and the different aspects of that? I mean, how do you feel? I mean, because again, you're in that industry where women are easily objectified, like dance teams and models and such and such. There's in one respect the objectification, and in the other there's hypocrisy, because it's a profession that a lot of times now
requires that.
It requires that to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you said, the word hypocrite. That word just pops into my head. Because, these actresses, their whole lives is about how sexy can I be to seduce this director, producer. That's their every move is about that, many of them. And then all of a sudden, when a man acts like a man,
Yeah.
it's like, oh
It's
my
toxic.
God,
How dare you?
my word.
Toxic.
My word. It's like
Do it. Come on, do the accent.
You're using my word.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Oh Lord, bless his heart.
Bless his little heart. Steak and
That's because she didn't get the
taters.
part she wanted after she was on the casting couch.
But it's a casting couch. But it's like but women can utilize this power. They have a power, and men have it too, of seduction, and we all use it. And it's a power. I'm not saying that it's okay to to be abused. That's awful, and we don't want that. But to use it as a power play move to like get people fired and to destroy their career, I think is really messed up.
Yeah. I've always said that if it's toxic, it's not really masculine. And if it's masculine, it's not really toxic. Because true masculinity is not toxicity. When you get toxic, you lose masculinity.
Yeah.
Right.
It becomes something else. It becomes a bully. It becomes an oppressor. It becomes dictatorial. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So that's the thing that, it's been one of my big messages over the years is I admire femininity. I admire masculinity. And I want people to be, what they are and who they are, and own it. Own it. Don't apologize for it. Don't worry how you're judged.
Right.
Just own it. But like you said, you don't want it to be abusive, because then it ceases to be what it was created to be. It ceases to be true masculinity or
This
femininity.
was a chance for these women to be on a huge stage and really get to show what a badass they were as dancers.
Oh, yeah.
It's phenomenal. Yeah, there's a sex appeal to it.
Yeah.
But they're also you say that there's so many little girls who look up to these strong women who are out there dancing and honing their skills that they've spent many years in a studio to perfect, and you just took it away because you thought somebody was going to look at her in the wrong way. That's going to happen on the street, buddy. It's just going to happen.
Have you ever seen Lisa on TikTok?
Yeah. I look at her.
Provocative.
It's pretty provocative.
I'm almost Lebesian for her.
I mean,
listen.
We're all Lebesians around here.
You guys should see I did one last TikTok, and then I stopped because they censored me. I did a Britney Spears one, Hit Me Baby One More Time era.
Show us.
And I dressed
yes.
like
Show us the
Baby,
moves.
one more.
I dressed in the pigtails, and I wore the skirt, and I did it, and it's flawless choreography. But that was I vowed that would be my last TikTok until I blow up in the stratosphere, and then people can discover my TikTok.
Yes.
But I did such a great TikTok, and I woke up. I had 2,000 whatever likes or views or whatever, and I woke up and I had like 200. I'm like, what is going on here? They were censoring me. Apparently, TikTok censors you for many, many reasons. You could be too conservative. You could be too gay for them, or too poor. Or they have like all these weird Chinese governmental things.
I got retweeted by the president on Sunday. I don't know if anybody
Yeah.
was talking about that.
I'm so proud.
You didn't tell us that.
You did.
I mean, I don't know if anybody realizes that, but that was a big deal for me.
Is that your first? Is that your first retweet?
Yeah, it was. I've had some Don Jr. love, but
Me too.
I was sitting in a restaurant having breakfast, and I go, "Holy shit!" and everybody looked at me, and I was surrounded by people that I don't think were conservatives at all. So I reeled it back in just a little bit. Do you feel that, though? Do you feel a pressure to well, you know what? I want to hold that question because we're going to go to a break. I want to hold that question because that's a big one. Ricky Rebel, you need to be following him on Instagram, on Twitter, all the places. Ricky Rebel rocks. You need to make sure you are following him because he does need to blow up, be in the stratosphere. Hey, what does COVID-19 have to do with losing your home? It's got a lot to do with it, actually. FBI has reported that since the virus struck, cybercrime's up 75%. And it gets worse than that. The legal title to all of our homes are online now. The crime, it's called home title theft. It's everywhere. Cyber criminals are going to find the title to your home online. They're going to forge your signature on a quitclaim deed and refile as the new owner of your home. And then you're off the title. They're going to destroy you by taking out loans against your home, steal the cash, stick you with the payments. You may not even know that you have a problem until you get some kind of a late payment or even, God forbid, a foreclosure on your house. So Home Title Lock is going to put that virtual barrier around your home and protect your most valuable asset, your safe haven, your home. Home Title Lock is going to make sure that it is protected. So the instant they detect tampering, Home Title Lock, they shut it down. First things first, I want you to go to HometitleLock.com, register your address, see if you're already a victim, because you may be. Then use code CHAD for 30 free days of protection. That's code CHAD. Go to TitleLock.com today. Right back with Ricky Rebel. We're back, Ricky Rebel. Hey, listen, Lisa.
Yes.
Can you imagine being like on a platform like a Britney Spears and the pressure that would bring? Because you've been putting a lot of her Instagram stuff where she comes out there, and I'm like, I don't know what she's on.
She's definitely on something.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah, she's zoned out there a little bit.
Yeah.
Doing her choreography and stuff like that. Which I love Britney. Don't get me wrong. I have always been.
Yeah.
People say, "Are you a closet fan?" No. I'm an open Britney Spears fan.
I was a Britney
Spears
fan in the slave days. She was so smoking hot during that video.
That was your era.
Hot.
Flawless. The choreography was phenomenal. She was phenomenal.
Yeah.
I wanted to date her.
Yeah.
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 I don't know.
She got it. She had anyway.
Now she takes multiple photos, like 20 photos of the same thing.
Yeah.
It's really weird.
Well, no,
scary.
It's her boyfriend. Sam's in on it. Sam is in on it. The dad's out of the picture now. We got Jamie Lynn coming in now to take over the conservatorship or, the money situation. Mm-hmm. The mother's back a little bit involved, but she's a disaster. And some people come at me like, you're so mean. Well, she's putting this stuff out there. She's a mess. Like, get her help. Take the camera away. Take the phone away. Get her help, and she'll make a big fat comeback. Let her go away for a year.
Yeah.
Get her off all the drugs.
She was killing it in Vegas.
I went. We were right there.
Yeah.
Even Stu, right there in the middle. Me, Stu, and the gays. Loved it. Drinking our little
I love it.
our beers.
Did you say you Stu and the gays?
Yep.
I love it.
Yep.
So that's awesome. Are you sure about Stu?
I don't know now. Don't make me second guess.
I don't know. I don't know if I've seen any of that. Tell me, Ricky, I want to know your journey. And I think everybody's curious. Your journey. You didn't just wake up one day and be like, okay, Trump's my man. Like, how did you come about being conservative and just walking on this path?
I didn't expect this to happen.
Mm-hmm.
I really didn't. Growing up, I was more liberal, if you will, especially the sexual and all of those things. But as I started making money in the industry, that's when I started to get a little more red-pilled.
That right there, you hit on a big target right there.
Right?
Yeah, once you start making money, it's easy to become more conservative.
Yeah, because half of my paycheck was going to, my mom was saying, like, subsidies, you got to pay for people who are on welfare, you got to pay for this. She started telling me where, because I was like, a kid in the industry. I did a lot of commercials. I was in Austin Powers, the movie, the opening dance sequence where he's dancing around, Fosse. And, a lot of the money would go there. So I'm like, Mom, what's going on? Well, she's like, you got to pay for subsidies. And that's socialism for you. And I'm like, what's socialism? And she started to talk about it with me. And I'm like, well, I don't like that because I earned this money. I worked for it. And, I want to keep it.
Taxation is theft.
Mm-hmm. That was the way I got red pill. It starts with the money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then I've always just liked Trump from the very beginning. I liked him in the show, The Apprentice.
Mm-hmm.
I like the way he ran the boardrooms. Very direct kind of person.
Yeah.
And no BS. And I could see even back then that he didn't really look at people for their skin color. He didn't care if you're a woman, a man, even Clay Aiken, who's a openly gay man who was on the show. I watched how Trump treated him. I was like, I want to see if he's kind of weird with him. And he wasn't. He congratulated him when he did a good job, and he reprimanded him when he did a bad job, and he treated him equal with everybody else. So I knew that all that garbage about Trump being homophobic was just really not true.
Well, you can go all the way back to Trump wishing well to Elton John and Peter Furnish and or it's David Furnish, right? David Furnish.
Right.
Elton John's wife, husband, whatever he is. I don't know. The spouse.
Yeah.
So anyway, where he says, if you dig somebody, you dig somebody. That's just the way it is.
That's
so
the quote.
wish him well. Yeah, David Furnish. I don't know why I said Peter. I guess I had that on my mind.
Well, I met
Does he
Don
look like a
Jr.
Peter?
I met Don Jr. and he looked at me and he was like, Ricky, why do the gays hate my father so much? Like, what is this?
Yeah.
And I'm looking at him. He's like, don't they know that my dad's trying to end AIDS in 10 years? And I'm
Yeah.
like, I know. I know. I don't understand.
Yeah.
And he's like, don't they know that we're trying to decriminalize homosexuality around the world?
Yeah.
And I'm like, yes. Well, some of them do, but they're hearing such garbage in the fake news media.
So my agent is in West Hollywood. He's gay, and he is very outspoken Trump. He has to be careful with it, obviously, because he's in the entertainment industry and has been for a long time. He's very big in the entertainment industry. And he came to a couple of my shows last month in Oklahoma. And he thought he had died and gone to heaven because he found a gay community that supported Trump. He said he found some Trump trannies, and he was so excited. He's like, these girls hadn't painted their toenails in 6 months. He said they were beat up and their wigs were on crooked. He said, but we just had the best time because Nancy Pelosi was on the TV. And he said he was walking out of the bar and he heard this one go, that bitch has got to die. He turned around and he's like, I immediately made best friends. Awesome. So, he was like, I didn't know, I came out of West Hollywood. And anyway.
There's so many out
now he
there.
wants to move to Oklahoma. I'm like, no, you don't.
There's so many LGBT out there
Yeah.
who actually support the president, but they're too afraid to come out.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like why I knew I had to do this.
Yeah.
Because I feel for them.
Mm-hmm.
I feel for those LGBT people, and I can see how they're persecuted against, and how it's giving me waves of flashbacks. In the 80s and 90s, just for being gay in the industry was not right. That wasn't cool.
Yeah.
And it wasn't good to talk about it or anything. And I had to rebel against that idea. And so, I had to do it again, do the same thing.
Yeah. So you had an identity you had to embrace, and then you had another identity you had to embrace. It's one thing to be gay, and it's another thing to be conservative. And I run into that with a lot of our black conservative friends. And I'm like, you guys have got, of course, then some of them, like Brandon Tatum, he's like, nah, dude, you white folks got to eat harder than I got it. Because, now, he said, yeah, we get called all kind of names, but we get a lot of love, too. So do you find that the conservative movement or people on the conservative side, I know there's idiots out there, but by and large, how are you accepted?
By and large, I'm accepted by people like you, who are wonderful,
I am wonderful.
who let me be me.
Yeah.
And I love that. And you guys as well on the panel. We could talk about makeup and fashion, and it's great because conservatives are just human beings. At the end of the day, they're beautiful human, like from who I've met.
Yeah.
Beautiful human beings. Many of them believe in God, and it's wonderful because they're trying to be kind human beings, and I love that. What's not to love about that? And there are fringe on the outskirts that are not nice, but for the most part, the majority. And that's another thing I wanted to tell the community at large, LGBT. Like you don't have to be afraid of conservatives.
Right.
They're kind of afraid.
Yeah.
They think that they have this idea.
Well, it's what they've heard.
It's what they've
heard it over and over again. And like you said, you've got an identity, and you're trying to sort all that stuff out, and then you want to be around people who are accepting, people who are loving. Because at the end of the day, the heart of the matter is love, right? And we can talk about these people in Washington, D.C., people we disagree with and all that stuff, but the only thing that's ever going to heal our communities is that we accept and we love each other.
Absolutely.
I used to have a license plate that said I be I, you be you, right?
Good.
And that's what I want. I be I, I'll be me, you be you. And I think that's the way it ought to be. I'm the least judgmental person on the planet. I just take all the judgment for everybody. Hey, we got to take a quick break. Before that, winning season has returned at MyBookie. Winning season means doubling your first deposit. Winning season means Survivor, Super Contest, and Squares at MyBookie. Winning season means hitting all the parlays and the props with your feet up, watching your team trounce their rivals. Listen, folks, it's time to celebrate the NFL season. You can invest in your intuition. I want you to use promo code CHAD and double your first deposit. So if you're a new player with MyBookie, you can go up to $1,000 and they'll match that in free play. So it's designed to add more excitement to the sports you love. And at MyBookie, you're going to have a lot of fun. So if you're betting on games, you can do live betting to championship futures. Every play you want to make is waiting at MyBookie. It's simple. Make your picks, win big, collect your cash, use promo code Chad, double your first deposit. Your winning season begins today only at MyBookie, and we'll be right back. I know what the audience is dying to know, and it really doesn't have anything to do with Ricky. It's about Party Foul Steve. What they want to know is, do you have any dance moves?
I don't have a single dance move.
Yeah? You can't break it down?
No, I grew up in a home where dancing was forbidden.
Yeah?
Oh.
And so it just never happened.
So you need to come out and identify.
Yeah. I can two-step a little bit, but not very good.
Can you do the rebel? Can you do the rebel leg?
I don't know what that is. You're gonna have to show
Do
me.
you want me to
Show us,
demonstrate?
sir.
Okay. So you.
Oh gosh.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Look at this. Look at this.
I don't think my chiropractor will let me do that.
He's so bendy.
I'm very
You're very
bendy. I'm very
bendy.
flexible, Chad.
Yeah. I
Chad.
ain't scared of you. I ain't scared of you. I can't do it.
Hey.
I can't. I could probably do it
There it
better
is.
with the left
There it
leg.
is.
No,
Just
can't
lift
get
it
it up
up.
there.
Oh, there. Okay.
I'm not. I got to stretch.
That's a
little
different
bit.
move.
Better change the rating to this
That's
show.
crazy. Oh, we just went to TVM.
Where's those pills you're looking for?
Which
Yes.
ones? The
Pills.
yeah. My gosh, that is awfully
Well,
flexible.
it's just you didn't look. The only thing that looked off a little bit was you didn't point your toe. Other than that, y'all looked
you have to-
identical.
you
I
have to
don't think we look
point.
identical.
Get it?
Point that.
Get it?
Oh my
Point,
God.
point.
Like,
You
he
are
could-
flexible.
He could kiss his knee.
Point
How
your
about
ankle.
that, Ricky?
Mwah.
Yeah.
And kiss
Kiss
my
those
boob.
Yeah.
boots.
Yeah.
You got it, Chad.
I ain't scared of no
That's
man.
called the rebel leg.
the rebel leg.
rebel-
Yeah,
leg.
do that on the red carpet and you'll be front page news.
Boom.
Can you stand up and do that though?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
that's I was gonna say on
Do
the red
it.
carpet.
Well, in these jeans, they're a little tight, but yeah.
That's okay. They
Yeah.
stretch.
I've done it
Yeah.
on the red carpet.
My favorite thing to do is Google Ricky Rebel and then look at the images. Because you are out there on the outfits. I dig it.
Yeah,
You're expressive.
I am.
Yeah.
The most provocative outfit I think was the 2020 Grammys look with Andre Soriano. I wore these boots, and I wrote "impeach this" on my behind, and they didn't expect it because I covered it up, and the paparazzi went nuts.
Yeah.
And I crawled on the floor and made a spectacle of myself and had some fun with it because I wanted to make fun of the whole thing.
Yeah.
I thought it'd be fun.
F it up.
I mean, I'm
F it up.
up for a Grammy. I'm just saying. I'm up for a Grammy.
You
comedy
are?
album. Yeah, comedy album. We will be.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh!
When the
that's
nominations come out, you'll
amazing.
see.
So you're coming. You're going to the Grammys this
Oh,
year.
I'll
then?
be there. I'll be there.
I'm gonna be there
We're
too.
gonna trump it up.
Let's do
We're
it.
gonna do it.
Let's
We're gonna
do
trump it
something
up. We're gonna
together.
do some bendy leg.
Yeah. Oh my God,
Yeah.
we should.
I'm gonna practice my rebel.
You
my
better
Ricky.
start stretching.
Your
a
rebel
lot.
leg.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
the rebel leg
practice
move.
my
He's
rebel
gonna need to
leg
buy
and
some
see if I
looser
can get it
jeans.
over
Start
my
stretching
head.
in a sauna.
It's a little harder. It's a little hard standing. So you got to practice.
So I was telling you about my agent earlier. We were having breakfast one morning at the Four Seasons there in Beverly Hills. He goes, "Where are you staying?" I said, "I'm over here at this. I either stay at the Mondrian in West Hollywood, or I'll stay. If I'm feeling a little cheap, I'll stay down the hill at the Ramada." Which is Boys Town, right? When I wear the cowboy hat, it's like a revival of the Village People. They love me there.
Oh, they want it.
And my agent's like, "Why do you stay there? It's the gayest place in Hollywood." I'm like, I don't care. It doesn't bother me. They're not
You don't have
sleeping
to buy
in my
your own
room.
drinks.
I mean, I
No,
just
you
don't.
like the
I don't
attention.
have to buy my own drinks.
You like the attention.
Well, I mean, I just love everybody.
Yeah.
I just love everybody.
And
It
you like
doesn't
the
bother
attention.
me. Could
I'd be
care
okay with
less. And plus,
Yeah.
it is fun to watch everybody. I mean, it's great people watching in West Hollywood.
Yeah, gays
all
can
that.
be very fun.
And all
And
pretty
funny.
girls, they are, and all pretty girls go to the gay clubs because they're not going to
Oh,
get hit
yes.
on
Yep. That's the safe
until
place to
Chad
be.
shows up.
No, pretty girls get compliments in there, and it's
They do,
Right.
And they know they're legit.
legit
Those are
because they'll tell
legit
you otherwise
compliments.
as well.
Right.
right.
Keep it
right.
real. Makeup secrets, beauty
Makeup.
advice.
Yeah, and then we love to dance, and women love to
Yeah.
dance.
Yep.
And there's
Yeah.
no threat. Y'all aren't threats to us on the dance floor. You dance with us. not trying to assault us.
Right?
See, I won't dance in any of those clubs because you got guys in there like Ricky who can actually do it. And I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm out. I'm like party foul trying to do all that nonsense. Oh, my gosh.
They're not doing the boot and scoot boogie.
No, I'm still waiting on Joe Biden to play boot, scoot, and boogie to try to win my vote. He played Despacito.
You should have played MAGA, the MAGA
Yeah.
dance song.
What do you think? What do you think? What do you think's going to happen with all this deal? You got any opinions on the election?
Yes, I do. Unfortunately, mine is a little bit doom and gloom.
Is it?
Yeah. Well, I think what's going to happen is there's going to be a lot of voter fraud. So they're going to try to say that Trump isn't the winner, and they're going to like elongate it for as long as possible. We're going to be waiting months and months and months. Meantime, there's going to be like riots, and I know I have a doom and gloom thing.
Yeah.
Hopefully
You're probably not wrong, though. You're
Hopefully
probably
it
not
doesn't
wrong.
happen, but I
Yeah.
just see them like just doing anything they can to not let him in.
Yeah, unless it's an out-and-out pure historic
Landslide,
landslide.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I
But-
think 2020's put that all in our heads. Like, what else could happen? And
well,
so,
you know,
Right.
they're already rioting, so when they
Yes.
threaten us with riots, it's like, well, okay.
Yeah, we're so
y'all are already getting
desensitized
setting
to
shit
it
on
now.
fire. So.
sadly.
Yeah.
Sadly.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about something more positive.
All right.
What do you have going on? You toured Japan. How was that?
I did. Oh, I love Japan
Yeah?
so much. Yes, I was like made for that kind of lifestyle. They drink green tea constantly, and I love green tea. I love healthy foods.
Keeps
And
you
for,
regular.
for me, it's about the it does keep you regular. Makes you. That's why I'm so skinny.
That's why I'm not. I'm full of shit.
But the people are so sweet and kind, and they love me, and I love them, and they're just it's really beautiful culture, and they get me and my music because my music tends to be like kind of K-pop centric. A lot of Americans are either into it or not, but they really seem to gravitate to my music.
Yeah.
And
Well, people can find out more. I want them to follow you on social media, Ricky Rebel Rock, at Ricky Rebel Rocks, and it's RICKY. So
Yes,
there's
please.
no wild spellings to Ricky. It's just RICKY Rebel with one B and one L Rocks, and you can go to RickyRebelRocks.com. You got a world tour coming up.
We're in the midst of it. This is a
Doing
part
it.
of it. Yeah, this show, being on this show, and we're doing Amp Fest October 8th through the 10th. And
They
we
didn't
just-
invite me back.
They didn't.
Nah, they
Oh
didn't.
my
I didn't go last year either.
Well,
I did a small event with them. We'll see.
we'll
Make a
see.
cameo with Ricky. Be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, come with
You
me.
could be a
If I
backup
can do
dancer.
the rebel leg,
That's right. Do it. You have
Backup
a
dancer.
month to work on it.
I got to drink a lot of green
Well,
tea.
before this segment is over, I want us to stand up and do
Okay.
it. If you don't mind,
Yeah.
I want to
I'm
see if
gonna
we can do
video
it
it.
Oh,
standing.
get
I
it.
can't
Oh, yeah, I
wait.
promise you, it's going to be less than exciting on my part, but Ricky will be fun.
3 minutes, 15 seconds. It's happening.
All right,
Yeah.
yeah, we'll just keep an eye on
Yeah.
that. But yeah, I mean, I got a new song called American Rebel, and that has a video it's great. I got the remix album coming soon as well, and that song talks about how I go right and left politically speaking,
Sure.
and I have no regret. I'm an American rebel, and don't try to put me in your box and label me.
That's good.
It's like my own theme song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You having fun?
That's such a great question. I have moments of fun. My biggest moments of fun are when I meet people like you all, when I get in the room with people and actually get to talk to them and, meet them. I have moments of fun when I'm on stage. Honestly, that's where I come alive. Last night we did a concert at the Parallel Wine Bar and Bistro in Virginia, and there was this little girl who was in the audience, and I brought her up on stage and I sang to her on guitar, and I could just see her eyes light up, and I could see that this is like a moment that she'll always remember for the rest of her life. And I enjoyed myself singing to her and singing to the audience, but really just being in that moment. And so when people ask me when I'm on stage, like, did you have a good time? I'm like, there were moments, because things happen, as a performer. You're like, damn, that sound was weird, or this thing, I missed this, and I didn't hit that note, or blah, blah, blah. But then moments where you just forget about everything and you're just with the crowd. And that's what I live for. I live for those connecting moments. MAGA dance, when I do the MAGA YMCA song, the whole crowd goes bananas, and they love doing the little MAGA.
Which is that's a great video too that you did. You pulled in a lot of personalities for that.
Yes, I have a great team that pulled it together.
Yeah.
Jason Fishbein, Dee Dee Deplorable, and the performers on the track: Ricky Rebel, Tommy Joe Ratliff, who's on guitar. He used to play guitar for Adam Lambert, Joy Villa, and the Deplorable Choir and Mindy Robinson. So we all came together to make this track, and we wanted it to be very, very positive because the narrative was so negative, and we wanted to have a song that was a great juxtaposition to all of that negativity. And they also, wanted a lead singer who was LGBT because it's the YMCA and Village People.
Yeah. I know. Trump left the Ohio rally last night to YMCA. I don't know if y'all saw that or not.
He loves that song. I want him to play our version.
That would be great.
Yes, that's our goal. Our end goal would be for that to happen. But if it doesn't happen, at the end of the day, 5.6 million views is on Facebook.
Great. And if you search Ricky Rebel, that's one of the first things that pops up is that video, which is great.
Right.
And it was good because, and I know everybody you mentioned that's on that thing, and I was like, I love that song. The way you did it's very creative.
Thank you.
It's fun. Hey, y'all hang tight. A little bit more with Ricky Rebel. Be right back. What concerts you got coming up? What cities you going to be in?
October 3rd, I'm performing in Florida, and it's all on the website. If you look up deplorablegigs.com, the Ricky Rebel tour, all the
I need to be on deplorablegigs.com.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, wow.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
And
You're definitely a deplorable gig. For sure.
And the tour is on there, and I'm going to be performing with Ice Cube. He's going to be performing, and Bobby Brown, a lot of old school, awesome R&B people.
Yeah.
And they wanted me to perform, so I'm like, awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I want to be with Bobby. I hadn't seen Bobby since we were basically neighbors. I lived in the condo. He lived in the mansion with Whitney there in Atlanta.
Oh, yeah?
And they would come into the country club, and she'd have her little dog, and she was high as a kite, man.
Oh, yeah.
And Bobby was just dealing. Ooh. He was just dealing with her, man. And she was trying to. It was sad. It was really sad. But yeah, they were always sweet.
Yeah.
I was living over there, and T-Pain, I ran into him in the liquor store because I was like neighbors with Usher and all of them, right? Because I was at the Atlanta Country Club, and T-Pain's in there buying like $4,000 worth of liquor. I said, T, what you doing, man? He goes, I got a party tonight. And I said, can I come? He said, nah, bro.
Aww. That's not.
No.
Yeah.
Nah.
No, bro.
I love you asking, though.
Huh?
Well, you might as well ask.
I mean, I'd have gone.
You never know.
Right.
I'd have gone. I'd have hang out with
Can I see y'all's
Jermaine
leg
Dupri.
extension? I have my camera ready to roll.
Oh, you want to see us do that? Let's see if we can do it.
All right,
Mark,
let's do
give
it.
us a
All
big
right,
wide
y'all.
shoulder.
Leg
Are y'all
extension.
ready?
Here we go.
Here we go. Here we go. For those of you on audio, we're going to do the rebel leg. Don't worry about it.
That's
Don't worry
all right.
about it.
That's
This
all
is a
right.
rock show. We break stuff. Ready? Do this thing. Golly, Ricky. Ricky's got his leg over his head.
It's all that green tea.
Look at that.
Jeez.
Golly. Look at the ass on this
Oh my
kid.
gosh. I just pulled some muscles watching that.
Oh, yes.
I love it. I love
Impeach
it.
this.
RickyRebelRocks.com. We're going to be on the Grammy red carpet together.
Yes, we have to.
Oh, we're hanging. I promise you. We're going to hang out. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to be there.
Great.
I love you, man. I appreciate you.
I
God
love you
bless
too.
you. I appreciate who you are, what your message is. I appreciate everything you do, and I appreciate you staying. So stay strong, and I'm praying for you. Go to watchchad.com. You know that's where all the fun stuff is, and check everything out. Of course, Natalie Woods 22 on Instagrams, and Party Foul Steve, Party Foul Nation, and Lisa Page made me do it. She's headed to #1, people. She's going to be the #1 podcast in her category, kicking that tail. And Ricky's going to be on her show at some point in time. Y'all got to get together and y'all go to the makeup store. I love y'all. God bless you. We'll talk to you next time. Bye.